Welcome. This evening is the Chappaqua Library Board of Trustees regular meeting. Emergency exits are to my left and my right, maybe your left and your right. We're going to stand now for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Trustee Jennifer Fahey, she might still be away, I believe. I think she's on vacation. She might. Amy, are there any public comments? Okay. All right. Thank you. Moving on to the agenda, we have the minutes from the June meeting. I'll make the motion to approve.
From the July meeting. Right, minutes from the July.
Yes, correct. Move the minutes of the July 21st regular meeting as drafted. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion? They're well done. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Amy.
Are we ready to vote?
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Thank you. Moving on to the finance.
Mhm.
George, you're up.
Finance. Okay. Finance report included the quarterly testing.
Mm-hmm.
The next one will be in September, but there was nothing remarkable. A few outstanding checks, but that's the usual. We got about $4,500 in excess planned revenue collected, which is always nice. These are really just from medical payments from the retirees.
Mm-hmm.
A few minor adjustments were made. There was one double entry for Social Security and FICA, but that was corrected, and everything else looks good.
Fantastic.
Okay, so I'll make the motion. I move that the board approve the July 2025 Treasury Report prepared by Naraki Smith, including the bills as presented. Second. Any discussion?
Can I just say one thing? Last week I went and signed checks because I was in town. And I think all of us have signed checks, but I think this should be something that, thinking ahead for like future board members, that it's such an eye-opening experience to go and sign checks and to see the amount of money that we spend on things like, say, licensing for audiobooks
Mhm.
or other things. And I think that it's been a real education for me. Anyhow.
Well, that's the
Just-
rationale for the budgeting process. We should be looking through all those line items.
Yeah, and just physically sitting there and looking at some of these check amounts, like I think it was $10,000 for the licensing for the audiobooks.
For the ebooks.
For the ebooks,
Yeah.
excuse me, for the ebooks, was, you really get a sense as to where some of these real big cost drivers are in our operation. You could, of course, read through Naraki and Smith's reports, but the physical signing is really elucidating. So anyhow.
What I find helpful is that all of the supporting backup documentation is all there,
Yeah.
so that we can see that the money allocated on the budget is being spent.
Right.
Unless you guys are really good forgers with Verizon's
That's Amy.
Right.
letterhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we take a vote?
Yes.
Okay, all in favor of accepting the treasurer's report?
Aye. Unanimous.
Okay, over to.
Thank you. Jen, moving on to library director.
Sure. Just a few things to highlight. First thing, I want to give a shout out to Shane Aiello, who just recently took over the tech services department. He's been doing a great job. And I think on the first page of my report, there was a letter, an email that Marge had sent complimenting his good work. So we're really lucky to have him, and we're really lucky that he was able to step into that role. The second shout out I want to give is to the children's room. It's my understanding that they had a record number at story time sometime last week. Amazing.
Oh my God.
134. Yeah. Moving on,
And is this also part of, this is also from the children's room? No?
Yeah, our premiere.
Yeah,
Isn't that cool? We did not make it. We just.
right.
But we did multiple programs with it.
No.
That's cool.
Is this going to stay up for a while or?
No, we're installing it tomorrow, but for the person who made it, and we're hoping to get it.
Yeah, it really does brighten up the space, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah,
It looks even better in black.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
so I wanted to also let you guys know that we had a visit from Westchester County Civil Service, and we had a meeting. Marge, Amy, and myself had a meeting with 3 representatives, and it was actually really great. It cleared up a lot of stuff for us, and it made us, I think it built some goodwill between us, and we will definitely be meeting with them again in the future when we have, like, if there's something we're aiming towards, just to loop them in and have them hold our hands if that's necessary. But it was a great meeting, and I'm really grateful that they made the trip up here.
Did they
One-
take out any books while they were here?
They did not. One of the things that came out of it was the status of Joan Kuhn, who was like going to be a regular part-time person with 17 hours a week, and we were going to diminish those hours as time went on. But I don't want to get into the minutia of it, but basically her title has been eliminated, and so we're unable to do that. But what I did explain to them was that Joan's staying on, at least for this whole year, has just helped the transition of adult services to start doing programming. So I've asked them to allow her to stay on for 17 hours through October, and then between November and December, reduce those hours to 8, and then after that, January 1, she would simply be a part-time available substitute to help with programming as needed. I have not heard back from civil service about this, but I think they're going to approve it, because I think if they weren't, they would have automatically said, no, she's got to go now. We've also made the announcement in the most recent staff meeting that retirees moving forward who would like to stay on part-time will only be able to do so as substitutes and not regular part-timers. And that's more of it's addressing a fiscal need, but it's also addressing the need that if somebody, a senior library clerk, stays on as a regular part-time library clerk, they're actually taking up one of those slots that we have with civil service. So there were 2 reasons to do this. Yeah.
Wouldn't that make somebody not retired?
I agree. I
Okay.
agree. But, it's a testament to how great this library is, and that people don't really want to let go, which I can understand. And I don't necessarily want to let people go either, but because of these 2 things, if we can at least keep them on, if they're interested in doing so. If they're not, that's okay too. But if they want to stay on as a sub, that would be great for us when somebody calls out sick or there's somebody on an extended vacation. Yeah.
So is it better to advise an employee to stay, to not retire?
I mean, we can't really advise, that's a decision that they have
Right,
to make.
right.
Yeah. So, and, that's a decision they make with their families, with
Right,
their
right, of
financial
course.
person. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm. And then the last item, which I mentioned briefly before we started this meeting, was that we'd like to update some of the verbiage in the employee handbook. It has not been sent to the attorneys yet, but I at least wanted you guys to take a look at it. The last page that's been paper clipped contains that new language, and if it's okay with you guys, at least for now, I'll send it off to the attorneys and get their approval on it.
Looks great.
And that's it for me.
Jen, can I just ask a question about
Sure.
the employee handbook?
Mm-hmm.
The issue around people, and here I'm thinking specifically about the reference desk and the ways in which if I'm on the reference desk, I'm been assigned out to the reference desk, but I also have like time off the desk.
Mhm.
Could you sort of help me understand sort of how that allocation of time, particularly around the reference desk, is handled?
It's handled different ways
Yeah.
in different libraries, and
Yeah.
certainly here it's handled differently department to department.
Right.
What I've seen typically in other libraries that I've worked in is usually 12 hours a week on the reference desk.
Mhm.
And then your off time is spent planning programs,
Right.
collection development, all that other good stuff that people do.
Right.
I know here in the children's room, our children's staff, most of them are sitting at the children's reference desk all day long.
Right.
So,
So to
you
some
know,
extent, there is a difference between the experience of how the policy is working regarding on-desk, off-desk in the children's room versus, say, the reference. Right, there's a difference there.
there is, and that's okay.
That's okay.
But what this new verbiage addresses is that, you know, in every library that I'm aware of, librarians are required to work at least one night a week and one
Right.
weekend a month, or some kind of combination like that. And, you know, just looking at the numbers and what we spend on, you know, part-timers and subs and things of that nature. So we're trying to do some assessing to see where we can maybe just have, if there are times of the day we can have just one person on the desk, or,
Got it.
you know, or instead of hiring a substitute, like every time somebody's out on a weeknight, maybe somebody else wants to switch and cover that shift
Got it.
instead. So,
One additional question. In this most recent change that we did a few months ago regarding taking some of the adult service program and moving it, right? This
Mhm.
with Joan's retirement, right?
correct,
And we reassigned some of those tasks to,
yes.
finish the sentence for me here, to what?
To the Adult Services
To the Adult
Department?
Services Department. Does this at all, does this policy impact that in any way, people who are in the Adult Services Department?
No,
No,
I
okay.
don't believe it does,
Okay.
because people work whether they're on, I mean, even when you're working on the desk, you're still doing your other stuff at that time. You're just present for patrons.
Mhm.
You know, I think as we approach the end of the year and getting into into 2026, I do think that we are going to have to consider some personnel changes for that department, because Joan will no longer be here on a regular basis.
Right,
But we don't have to think about that
But we're not
just
there
yet. Yeah,
got it.
exactly.
That's all the questions.
Mhm.
Thank you. George, anything to report from the Finance Committee?
No.
Okay. Building and Grounds Committee, do we have anything to report from the meeting last week?
We have the RFPs
Mhm.
for the master plan and this new strategic plan are out. We had a walkthrough. I think it went very well. We had another walkthrough today with somebody else who heard about the project and is interested in potentially bidding on it. Some of us are taking a trip tomorrow to the Oceanside Library, so that should be very illuminating. So we're in process.
Okay.
And we have an RFP for the children's room. That is still with the attorneys, and we're hoping to have that by the end of the week. So,
Fantastic that was accomplished. That's great. John, I give to you the motion about changing the verbiage in the
Right.
employee handbook.
So I move that the board approve the change in the verbiage in the employee handbook once it has been reviewed by our library attorneys. Do I have a second?
Here.
This is regarding the premium pay for extracurricular. Is that what that is?
No, this is.
this is for both. It's for both.
Oh, for both, no, oh, top and bottom. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. So the second?
Oh.
Second, okay. Discussion, George, do you have a question on that?
No, I just wanted to make sure I was looking at the right thing.
Right. I do think, though, just to underscore something that Jennifer said was that once we have Joan in her full retirement, we'll have to reevaluate
Mhm.
staffing at the adult services. Right, but that won't necessarily necessitate a change in the employee handbook.
No,
Yeah.
no. I would still expect people to be flexible and be able to work as the library needs them to do.
Mhm.
Right, right,
Just how,
Yeah.
most of us do already.
Right.
So, yeah.
agreed, yes.
Vote.
Vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Fantastic. New business? No new business.
Policy and bylaws, right? I don't have any policy and bylaws.
Oh, Thank
Right.
you. Nope.
No policy and bylaws.
Mm-mm.
New business.
Nope.
Is there new business?
It's
Yes.
move that the board adjourns this meeting at 7:17. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Um,
Any discussion?
Well, our next meeting is going to be on Monday, September, what, 15th?
Yes.
Mhm.
September 15th. I will not be here.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for the heads up on that.
You're going to be someplace interesting, I think.
Yes.
Be in Maine, Canada.
That sounds good.
A vote to close this meeting? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.